Hello guys, and welcome back to the Nexus of Geek. And this is Dungeons and Dragons Saturday, another edition of D&D Saturday. And my friends, it was a great day of D&D tabletop earlier today. And this evening, I decided to round up the day, close out the day with another video continuing my series on Dungeons and Dragons Online. This oldie but goodie MMORPG, massively multi-online role-playing game. It's hard to believe, 3 years ago, I made a video talking about the character creation for this game, and it did fairly well. And I also took some time to react to another YouTube creator's same topic. He was creating characters using the DDO character creation. I noticed that a lot of you enjoyed the Neverwinter, the Neverwinter and the DDO character creation videos, so I'm hoping that you will enjoy this one. And what's going to be a little bit different about this one is I'm going to try to really get a little bit more in depth when it comes to the feats, because one of the reasons that I really like this old game is because I really like Eberron, and as I've mentioned in the past, for some reason, I think it was because it was brand new, Eberron was chosen as the default setting for Dungeons and Dragons Online by the developers back in 2006 when this game was launched. And even though they've opened up the game to more settings like Ravenloft and Forgotten Realms, so you can port into those different realms now, you're not restricted to just Eberron. I do believe that it was an attempt for them to give this game its own unique flavor, and I think it highly succeeded in that. I don't know how popular how popular this game is in terms of multiplayer. I know it has this dedicated fan base, but I would venture to say that it's probably not nearly as close to something like Neverwinter or even World of Warcraft. Even nowadays, when World of Warcraft has seen its heyday for some people, for a lot of people. So one thing that I would like to do in this video is when we get to the part about the feats, I would really like to take a very close look at how this game mirrors, because it does mirror or it's loosely based on the 3.5 Dungeons and Dragons mechanics, and how it translates feats from the tabletop version to the video game digital version. I think that would be an interesting examination when we get to that part of character creation. So I'm going to create a brand new character. This is my level 1 Thordek the Stout. I think you can create 2 free characters, at least on a free server, and I'm trying out the server now. So since I don't have VIP or subscription with it so far, I think I'm only restricted to 2, but that's okay, because we already have our barbarian dwarf level 1, rank number 2, and now I'm going to try to create another one just so we can see what the process looks like moving forward. So I hope you enjoy it, and so sit back and let's do that right now. Okay, here we go. So this is character creation for Dungeons and Dragons Online Edition. And, there's quite a bit of choices when you first create your character. And one of the choices that you get to make is whether you're going to be a melee, a spell caster, specialist, or an iconic character. Now, iconic characters are only available to VIP, if I'm not mistaken, so they're probably out. Melee characters are there, so are they, but the thing is, some of these classes are restricted, so we're not going to be able to use them all. In fact, if you go to the class portion of the game, you can see that you can create a fighter, but if you want to be a dragon lord, That's a brand new class, and I don't archetype. I don't know even know what it is. You have to unlock it with either a subscription or with enough coin that you can farm out in the game itself. Now we do have a barbarian, so I know that that's already an option. Paladin. There's Paladin and Sacred Fists, so those are both open. The Monk is also open. Either male or female. Now, there's also the game gives you an option for a path, which means that if you want to customize, you can take a path. So you follow a proven path for a character and then progress according to an already preset mold. It's kind of like a pre-gen, or you can customize it. So it gives you an ability. The option it's only recommended for advanced players, but if you played this game enough, you pretty much know how to roll up a character, and then you have your race. Now here you see that the Asimar is a premium option, so you have to unlock that one. Asimar being kind of like the opposite from Tiefling, where the Tieflings are infernal and the Asimars are more like heavenly creatures. And the Eladrin, which is a kind of a high elf, and it's also you have to unlock the Tabaxi, which is kind of like a cat person, a cat creature, and also the Shifter, which is just like what it sounds like. Shifter is kind of like a changeling that changes forms, but it's kind of a werewolf type, similar to a werewolf type archetype. And the Warforged, which is probably the most popular race. Race in DDO or just Eberron in general. But that one used to be free, but now they kind of made that one a premium choice as well. So that's kind of a bummer. So we have a lot to choose from. So we can choose a path or customize it. If you customize it, you either one works. Or if you customize it, you gotta put points into it, and you gotta kind of do it as the word implies. I've never played a monk. I haven't been really all that. And those are the melee. So there's also the spellcasters, which are not recommended for a noobish or new player because they have you have to learn how the spells mechanic work, just like in the tabletop. The specialists are a can excel in scouting, range combat, traps, and more. So if you want a specialized role, you can do that. I think we did go with melee. Let's see what the special. I think specialist is like a rogue. So you have your ranger and your or dark hunter, which is also dark hunters are kind of a type of ranger, different ranger type. The rogue class use stealth and variety, just like it's out to disarm traps, all that kind of good stuff. Then there's the bard or storm singer. Interestingly enough, you cannot open, so you can only the archetype that's available is only the free one. Oh wait, is that true? Yeah, looks that way. And then the artificer. No, actually, I think the bard is open to both, but the artificer is the one that you have to unlock. Which was not the case before. I remember that you could play the artificer without unlocking it, and the same goes for an alchemist, which combines magic with potion making. Alchemist is probably the newest one because I don't remember actually doing that one in the past. So let's see what we can create on the free realm and see how that turns out. Okay, here we go. I've decided that we're going to, instead of doing a specialist, I think that I'm going to go and do the, let's see, what is it that we want? Oh, we're going to do a spellcaster, kind of a mixture. Do a paladin, because the paladin does have self-heals. I played paladins before in DDO, and they're really good because you can heal without the need of without the need of a hardling. Now you could always, if you want a solo, which is probably at the early level all you're gonna get a chance to do. If you want a solo and you want a class that's good for soloing, a paladin is a good choice. Even though you have to learn spells and deal with the spell book, you don't always have to have a hireling. Now you could always get a melee class and then get a hireling, but spellcaster is good. Paladin is good if you actually get in a group. You can heal your colleagues. So let's try and see how that goes. Let's do a paladin, and we want a male. We could be a sorcerer. Different classes here. Sorcerer, wild mage. You have to unlock, which is kind of unfortunate. The wild mage sorcerer, just like in 5e. I don't know if they had them around in 3.5. I think they did, because otherwise they probably wouldn't have included it here. But the wild mage sorcerer rolls on a table randomly, and wild, like the name implies, wild magic can have ramifications which are not always good, random, good or bad. But you can't make a regular sorcerer. Cleric. Well, I said paladin is the archetype. As a spellcaster, so I don't know. I think I have to go back and where is the paladin? Okay, favorite soul, warlock. Maybe you have paladin is under specialist after all. No, that's just the ranger. So spell. I thought it was spell casting. Wizard, warlock. Oh, maybe because the race restricts it. Yeah. Spell, melee. Melee is just melee, and melee shouldn't have any spell casting. Oh, I guess they have. Oh, I guess. Yeah, I guess paladin is considered melee, which kind of makes sense, but because it does have a little bit of healing part, it's kind of like a combined archetype. Okay, so that's where it is. So we can do the paladin as opposed to a true spellcaster or a sorcerer, and you have the option of being a paladin or a sacred fist. What's the difference? A sacred fist is a paladin that has foregone the use of their weapons and armor in exchange for sacred power. Strike fear into the hearts of unholy enemies with your bare fists. So it's kind of has a monk feel to it, because it doesn't use weapons. Paladins are supreme, resilient, and have a good balance. They protect and support allies better than other melee classes. Provide some healing and wield the power. See, okay, I think regular paladin is what we're looking for. And you can do these are the past: Mighty Protector, Flame of Justice, or you can customize. We're gonna customize. We're not afraid to customize this character. Wait, can we customize it? Or is that premium? Oh, I have to pick my race. Okay, so he's going to be a Dragonborn Paladin or a Drow Elf Paladin. Drow elves are similar to other elves, but on average have greater intelligence and charisma. In other games such as EverQuest, if you play a dark elf, you get attacked by other aligned creatures. I don't think that's the same for DDO. We already have a dwarf. We can have an elf from Cormyr, which is interesting. Very dexterous. They're from the wood. I don't see elves as paladins, but I guess this game gives you the option. You could be a gnome paladin. That could be interesting. Gnomes are pretty small, and they get bonuses against giants and against bigger creatures. So they're kind of hard to hit because they're small. Same for the halfling. They're very agile but are smaller and not as strong as other races. Then we have the half-elf, which they completely took out as an option for the RPG tabletop, but they are still available in 3.5 and in 2014 5e. Then there's the half-orc. What was the other barbarian? Was a dwarf. I'm kind of tempted to go to half-orcs, because they are not necessarily thought of as paladins. Human paladin. Versatility is the greatest strength of humans. They can do well in any of the classes. Yeah, except they're boring. I mean, like I've said many times, I don't want to play a human when I'm one in real life. And then there's the tiefling. They have infernal ancestry that shows itself in other barbed tales. They are naturally charismatic and resistant to fire, but I don't think of them as paladins because they're infernal. You know, I know that sounds kind of like a contradiction in terms. So maybe I could. I don't know. I can't make up my mind. Maybe we should let the universe decide, and we can roll for it. How many options do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Really only have 11 because the other ones you can't unlock. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually 10. I must 7, 8, 9. No, 11. Okay. So let's do this. Let's roll a random die, which you can do. Roll D11. And let's see what we get. That way it's completely random. And what we get, we're going to play. Okay? So that's what we do. So here we go. Here comes the roll. Hopefully it's a class that we like. We got a 3. So going back to DDO, a 3 is a dwarf. No! We already have a dwarf. Okay. The dwarf is the only one we can't do. So let's actually roll a d10 and take do this again and take the dwarf out because we already have one. We're redundant to have 2 dwarfs in the same account. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's roll the d10 and see what we can come up with. 8. That hopefully is better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna be a half elf. A half elf paladin. Okay, that would have been not my first choice, but let's go with the half elf paladin. Okay, male. Should we go female? Because we have a male already, and even though I don't like playing other genders, it doesn't really matter because we already have a male. We could have a male and a female on the same account. Let's go female. And next, here. So since it's a custom-based build, that means that we can put in our 28 points in all of our stats. We do have 9 hit points to begin with. Reflex is it's an ability modifier of -1, but we can change it. So we have 28 points to distribute. And a charisma enhances paladin's healing power, so we definitely want charisma bumped up. So we're gonna go here and put some points into charisma. So we get at least a +2 bonus, maybe +3 because we really want to heal. So that leaves us with 18 points. Strength is important in combat for obvious reasons, so we're gonna bump up the strength a little bit. Wait, 9, a little modifier. We get 12. That'll give us a +1 modifier. Maybe one more. 13 would have given 14 gives us a +2, and that still leaves us with 12 points. Now, what else do we need? Is that all we need? Constitution. We need Constitution because we, especially at lower levels, we're pretty frail. So we bump up our Constitution by enough to get a bonus, which is a 14. That still leaves us 6 points. Now we don't want to be completely stupid, so we can. It's not a dumb stat per se, but we can bump up intelligence to 11. 11 would give us a +1. That leaves us 2 points that we can put into. Well, our wisdom. Wait, wisdom was supposed to be required for the paladin. So actually, we have to bump up wisdom, but we don't have any points left. So we're gonna have to take some off some of the other ones. Charisma a little bit, 0.2 at 15. Well, 15 is +2, 14 is +2. Wisdom can bump up to +1 at 12. That still gives us an extra point. 13, 14 is a +2 wisdom. We have any points left. We like this. We got bonuses on all of this. And our major stats are on evenly distributed between wisdom, charisma, and strength. I kind of like this. Although our reflex is still at -1. for the saving throw, which means that we can't really dodge a lot of stuff, and that's probably because our dexterity is low. So we don't have any points left. What if we bump our strength down and we put in some points into dexterity, and now our dexterity hit points is at 12, spell points is at 20, fortitude is 4, our reflex is at 0, but it's not a negative, and our will is at 2. Will is 2, so these are our saving throws. Fortitude is our great one. I still think that we should bump up dexterity a little bit more. Maybe constitution down a little bit and bump up dexterity. It gives it a +1 across the board. Now our fortitude is at 3, our reflex is at 1, and our will is at 2. Yeah, I'll go with that. And here's the interesting part, the skills. So we can assign skill points to the skills that we want to enhance. The higher your total modifier, the better you are at that skill. But we only get 12 points for that one. And so I'm going to pause here and really study the skills, and then come back and see how they first match up from the tabletop, and then if they're a little bit different or pretty much the same. And based on that, I'm going to decide. The Paladin's class skills are concentration, diplomacy, and heal. So actually, maybe I'll just go bump up these right away. 10 points, 2 points on concentration, and buff to 3. Let's see. If we put in what do we start? We start off with 12. So if we put it in bump to 2, we get a +1 on concentration. Diplomacy we need to be able to haggle, and that is a +2. And then heal. I would imagine that heal is very important for a paladin. So actually, let's put 3 points in there. Can we? No, I guess we can do 4 points. And that'll give us a +2, and that still leaves us 4 points left, which we can do intimidate, spot, bluff. Where's intimidate? Here's intimidate. If we do that one, that gives us a +2, still leaves us with 2 points. And the spot is recommended. Bump that up, and we have no points left, but I think I'm okay with that. Oh, and then these are the feats. As a paladin, common feat choices related to offense include power attack, weapon focus, stunning blow, and point blank shot, dodge, and combat expertise. But if you meet the dexterity or intelligence minimums, you want to boost your defense. Shield mastery, tower, improved shield bash, all are a good choice. And that's one of the things that with 5th edition, especially after 2020, doesn't really do this, but in 3rd edition you do have to meet some requirements to even take a feat, which are your special abilities. So they suggest a few of them. Let's see, I think dodge is one. Dodge, where is dodge? I would take dodge because I want to be able to evade those monsters right off defense. Is it the offensive feat? So actually this is the martial feat. I gotta get 2 offensive feats. Proficiency, ratio, I think these you get right just because you're of your race. Ranged, religious. Man, there's a lot of feats in this game. Skill focus, I don't know where the show unavailable, show active, show special, combat styles, combat expertise, shield mastery. Do we have shield? Yeah, shield mastery is 1. So let's do shield mastery. There's 1. Martial feats. I don't really think we need martial feats per se, although we are a martial class with some spell casting, so maybe we do need some of those. Improve shield bash. Why not? We're gonna have to get we're gonna have to get a. Oh wait, I think you only get one at this point, and you have to do the racial ones. So let's go to with the racial feats. Half elf bard. What are we? Half elf paladin. So we do that one. There we go. And then the class feat. Class feats. That was the racial bonus. Skill focus. Where are the class feats? Let me go back up. Defensive. Martial. Proficiency. Racial. Range combat feats. I don't see the class feats other than these are the feats that I already have, but this is the skill focus feats. Religious feats. Interesting. Can I use a religious feat as part of the class feat? Yes, I'm a follower of the Silver Flame. I like it. I like it. The Silver Flame is a good organization. Okay, next. So there are all my skills and bonuses, and I am actually going to skills. Can I look at the oh, they want me to do that, but before I do that, I wanted to see my skills and feats. I think they're pretty much the same, at least in terms of the how they present them here. Okay. Well, I can always go back and read up on these, and at a later time tell you whether they match up with the 3.5 TTRPG or the paper and pen version. I think they pretty much do, but I want to make sure. Next is, I usually just randomize these looks because I don't really like playing around with looks too much. Oh, that's wild. That's kind of cool. The last one was kind of cool too. Oops. No. Where was that short black hair? I'm not gonna get that option again, am I? Oh, I like that one. Okay, so what's my name? Oh, this is kind of a tough one. Valerie with a Y. And the surname, the acolyte, religious, silver flame devotee, the pious. How do you spell pious? I think it's that. Pious. Well, let me double check just so I won't look like a fool. I should know how to spell pious. Yes, devoutly religious. Okay, so I was correct on that one. Valerie the Pious. Oh, here's our alignment too. Well, we can only be lawful good as a paladin, I think. So we're limited to lawful good. We can't be evil if you're a paladin in this game. In other games you can, but not in DDO. So let's create that. And there we go. She's half naked because she doesn't have any armor yet at level 1. But Valerie the Pious is born. And next time around, I'm going to try to level her up and get her some clothes and get her some armor. But for the time being, this is what we have. Thank you so much. I hope you stay with the series and follow our adventures of the Cormyr server. And until next time, have yourself a wonderful weekend. And may you always roll. May the rolls be with you. May the rolls be with you.